Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here. Welcome back to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on Veteran difficulty, and this is the side mission Safe Harbor. So the side missions are split into two categories, either Ship Assaults or Jackal Assault. This is going to be one of the Jackal Assaults, and so this is a pretty quick one. It's about 7 minutes long, and it takes place entirely in our Jackal jet fighter ship, and this one's pretty easy. We basically just have to defend these satellites hovering above, I believe, Earth. And so initially we're going to be exposed to two threats, Skelters and Destroyers. So Skelters are the smaller ships that are basically identical to ours, and the Destroyers are the big ships that all the military is housed in. What you're going to want to do is focus primarily on the Skelters first and clear the airspace as much as you can. So take out as many small ships as you can, and then you can focus all your fire on the bigger ships. Shortly through, a ace is going to come into play. So an ace is a pilot that has a high reputation, and the pilot is actually going to be on the game's most wanted list, and so you actually do get achievements for killing all of those most wanted criminals. But yeah, basically we're just going to be flying around, and this is pretty similar to what we've already been doing in the main game. It's nothing different. You just gotta use your missiles. If you run out of missiles, feel free to call in a supply drop, and then also you have a cannon and you have a machine gun. So if you get an opening, sure, you can start firing at the destroyer, but you're gonna find, probably like I did here, that you just start getting bombarded with shots, and so that's why I recommend taking out all of the small ships first. Another big piece of advice is, you see right here I'm calling in a drone supply because I ran out of missiles, and so this thing is going to resupply me. Now, one thing you have to be careful about is these ships. As you see right here, the ships can also shoot missiles at you, and when they do that, it's really easy to dodge that attack. All you have to do is release your flares, and what happens is if you get hit with those missiles on Veteran, you're dead no matter what. And so what will happen is, if you run out of missiles, if you call in a supply drone, as it is supplying you with missiles, you are temporarily defenseless, and you cannot shoot, you cannot release flares, you can't do anything like that. And so what you got to make sure you do is, if you do have to resupply on missiles, get as far away from the destroyers as you can, because if you stay too close to the destroyer while you're getting resupplied, he can shoot missiles at you, and you're not going to be able to release those flares, and you're going to die. And so you see right here, you might have saw a short little cut in the video. That's because I died shortly after this part, but luckily I was able to take out the last of the Skelters, and so once you do that, you're going to earn yourself a checkpoint, and you basically get a checkpoint after every objective is complete. So you fight all the Skelters, you get a checkpoint. You kill the ace, you get another checkpoint. You kill the destroyers, you get a checkpoint, or if those are the last ships you go for, then of course you are just you're flat out done with the mission. And so again, I would probably, I'm not really taking my own advice, but I would recommend going after that ace before you start firing at these destroyers, because that ace, so the ace is a regular, the ace isn't a regular ship just like ours, but the ace has a reputation for being a really good fighter, so they're faster, they maneuver better, and they're probably a bit stronger, so that's just something you have to be aware of. But to fight these destroyers, it really just kind of comes down to spamming the weapons. Shoot as many missiles at it as you can. When your missiles run out, unload with your cannons, and when your cannons overheat, then use your regular machine gun. So you saw right there, I was able to take out a destroyer, and then immediately afterwards I took out the last ace. And so before approaching the next destroyer, I'm going to take this opportunity to resupply my missiles, and that's because I don't want to get too close to the destroyer as I'm resupplying, because if I do, he can shoot his missiles at me, and I'm going to be defenseless, and I can't shoot my flares to block his attack, and I'm going to die if I'm playing on Veteran. And so from this point, yeah, nothing different. This is actually one of the easier, if not the easiest, Jackal Assault missions. The game doesn't really throw much at you. It's just Skelters, destroyers, and an ace. The later ones, one of them has a time limit. That one's actually the hardest. Some of them have other ships called like Ajax cutters or something like that, and the other ones just have a lot more of the skelters and things like that. So the other ones are pretty tough. This one is pretty laid back. It shouldn't cause you that much distress. Like I said, the only real danger is being too close to the ships as you resupply your missiles. You put up the chance of not being able to negate the attack of the missiles right there with the flares, like you saw me do. But yeah, nothing to it here. Just once this is the only ship you have left to worry about, then it really becomes a simple matter. You just got to keep unloading on this ship as much as you can. It might take a while, because keep in mind these ships are pretty strong, they're pretty big. But if you can also kind of strategically try to aim your shots in the vulnerable locations. So namely, where you see those little red texts coming from the ship, those are the areas of interest. So those are like the engines and the shields and the turrets and things like that. And if you're able to hit those locations precisely, that will make your job go by a lot quicker. But if you're not, that's okay. You just have to just keep unloading as much as you can. Switch from your cannon to your guns, from your guns to your cannons. Any chance you get, feel free to resupply on missiles, because those are going to do the most damage. But boom, eventually, after it takes enough hits, that second destroyer should blow up, and you're done. And then you can approach the Retribution, you can redock, and you'll be one step closer to beating this game on veteran. So go around and spin around, enjoy like you see me doing here. And that's it, guys. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully, like I said, this one's pretty easy, but hopefully it helped out, or hopefully you found it entertaining. If you did, I'd love for you to show your support by giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Also, you can leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this game, what you think of the side missions, what you think of this video, what you think of this specific side mission, anything like that. And yeah, that's it, guys. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.